Hello folks, welcome to Toy Reel. My name is Jason the Bruce, and today we have a pre-recorded unboxing for you, something a little bit different for the channel. This is something that I'm doing from down here in Melbourne. I have a series of videos that I'm going to be doing for you. Today, I'm actually going to be looking at the Beastbox line, and I'm going to start with a purchase that I made last week, which is Gunpowder. So this is a purchase I made recently. The reason I went for Gunpowder is because I've always been a fan of Wasp from the Beast Wars cartoon. I am a Transformers kid growing up. I always have been. It's how I know the guys from the channel. We're all in a couple of collectors groups together. This is a line that I'd been kind of looking at for a while, but I'd never really pulled the trigger until very recently. And given my connection with Beast Wars, I kind of went, you know what? If I'm going to start somewhere, I'll start somewhere that kind of has some connections, even if only in my head. First and foremost, I love this packaging. I love that they're doing a packaging that feels like it's their own, as opposed to trying to casually replicate what somebody else is doing. It's just really, really, really pretty. You get an idea on the back here of how things go. So we're starting off with very much an organic type of shape, and ends up being a literal box, hence the name. So, in the box, we get what they refer to as a box charger. We'll come back to this in a moment. We have some materials here that we will look at, and this is how our toy comes out of the box. There is also a bit of plastic that goes in between the wings here to keep everything good, because otherwise, obviously, you'd be risking things breaking. If you want to get it into its normal mode, we just want to extend these out. It's just packaged that way to help it fit in the box properly. These will extend. And then we just want to pose it, basically, at this point. This thing is absolutely phenomenal. Like, the details on this, I mean, obviously it doesn't look exactly like a wasp. It's very much like a robotic wasp of some kind. But it's really gorgeous. There's some really nice detail, especially there around the eyes and so forth. The wings all have really nice, crisp details in them. Speed increase. There's random English phrases around here and points. Like wasp obviously makes sense. But yeah, so they very much random things. So like some of them will say like caution out of nowhere and like just on what I've seen. But I'm really loving. I've been playing with this pretty much consistently since I brought it. We all had a meetup last week while Clinton was down here in Melbourne. And like we were just amazed by this. Plastic quality on this is absolutely phenomenal. This is this is around 12 months old, this figure. I have since bought some new ones, but they are not here yet. But I will transform this in a second just to show you what it actually looks like. In the collectors, in the little baggie, we get a little bit of plastic here. And this is kind of something that's optional. It is literally, it's the same package that's used in the packaging material. The idea of this is that you fold this, according to where this says that you do. You fold this in half, and it goes in the back of the box charger so that when you open it, it kind of just automatically pushes it out a little bit. I don't really think I need this. I'm kind of just keeping it in the plastic because I want to keep it in the plastic. This kind of gives you an idea of how it's supposed to go there. It's folded in half, and it just works as a spring to help things out. Little collector's card. I like the fact that there's still companies doing these. All of them seem to feature really gorgeous artwork. This is definitely something that I can see you wanting to do, like actually build an army of. There's a bonus that's available with this guy that's like these hive things that you see here in the background. I didn't know that when I purchased this, and that's probably my only regret, because if I had have known that you could get that, I would have purchased this from where I know I can get them from now. There's also a different coloured repaint available of this that I'm definitely going to be getting as well. But yeah, I'm really loving this. Kind of got their own version here of the power stats. So this guy's really, really fast. He's courageous. He's certainly not super courageous. He's not really strong. He's not really defensive. He's not really intelligent. He's just really quick and really courageous. Fun fact, I'm terrified of wasps. Like, absolutely petrified of them. I freeze around them. It's pathetic. The other thing we get is a catalogue. And this is quite literally, it's like one of our old school Transformer catalogues, or any toy catalogues really, that used to come in all of your toys. So that you can know which ones that you're missing and which ones that you need to buy. Like you can very easily see some of these old ones where this is literally the first one it's an updated version of the first one they ever released. And like you can see very quickly how the detail and so forth started to build on these. You can also get licensed stuff. I haven't ordered any of the licensed stuff at this point, but there's a whole Aliens line, there's a Predator line, there's a whole heap of Turtles stuff as well, but I don't know how much of that you can still get. I'm not 100% sure what this AMTS line is. This is a series that I haven't seen. But basically, if it's Megabox, it seems to be something from pop culture. I love the dragon. And after a little bit of fiddling around, that is our box mode. So this is about a 2-inch square, essentially. Looking through it, obviously you can still see the remnants of what this was. I mean, obviously the legs are visible right there. That's our Stinger. I did kind of speed up the footage that you were looking at because it's been a couple of days since I've did this, and I have only had this for a week. I haven't quite memorized everything yet. And then if you're ever not 100% sure, if it fits, you've done it right, because it won't fit otherwise. So as you're first doing these, my recommendation would be is that the first time you're putting them in the box, I'd be very careful. If you feel any resistance, then there's something that's not quite in place properly. When it comes to engineering, these put Transformers to shame. And I do mean puts Transformers to shame. I have never felt engineering this precise and this delightful from a Hasbro figure. Now, I'm not hating on Transformers at all, or Hasbro for that matter, but this is just, it's a completely different level. The thing that really gets me excited about this, I mean, according to Transformers fan descriptions, this by right should be a third party, right? But this is their own IP. They're not doing something from Transformers. This is something that they have created of their own. And that's just such a rare thing in this space. And let's be fair here. If you have a whole heap of these, it's so much easier to store a 2-inch cube. I really, really like this. So this has become an obsession. after video on these things. They are absolutely phenomenal, and I'm completely lost in this line. This particular model, if I was to rate it, it'd be like 9 out of 10, 9.5 out of 10. They've chosen colors that match off each other nice and well. When this was in an animal mode, like, it actually looked like a wasp. There's some really nice articulation that I'll take you through in a minute. I couldn't recommend these things enough. Honestly, I really couldn't. So as far as articulation is concerned, these antennae, they do actually have the ability to come in and out. It's a ball joint, basically, and this can go 360 degrees. The head can come up and down. It does turn all the way around, as you saw during the transformation. Wings-wise, again, nice pivot here. There is a ball joint on the end of this. You want to be careful. It is a bit of a squeaky, and this is why it's kind of like 9, not a 10. But this is a bit squeaky. There's another joint down here that's squeaky during transformation. But I love this so much. These can turn full 360. You've got more than a 90 degree here. That is for transformation, though. This extends out so that you can get your positioning right. You've got a lovely tilt there. Another one here. And another one here. So you can literally come right in for the attack. Right, you can pose this for, if you've got a flight stand, you could pose this to be having an absolute ball. I can't say enough things about, like, I have been raving about this thing ever since I've gotten it. The moment that I transformed it, I was loving this thing. So yeah, as far as toy lines is concerned, I have my new obsession. One of the big things that I'm starting to have issues with now when it comes to collections is the space that I just don't have. But the fact that, like, all of these things fit into a 2-inch cube, all of them. The thing that I didn't show you in that video is that the boxes themselves are actually designed to stack together and combine together, so you can make a literal wall out of them. I only have the one, so I can't actually display that on video. I need more of these things in my life. In theory, something transforming into a cube sounds kind of dull. But trust me, it's not. All of them transform into the same sort of cube, and the fact that you get so many different things coming out of a really basic shape, I just love that idea. If you don't quite get why I'm excited about this, but you know somebody that has one of these, reach out to them and get them to show it to you. Seriously, I can't recommend these things enough. As for the other ones that I have on the way, subscribe to the channel and find out.
This episode of Toy Reel is proudly brought to you by Cool Toys Club and Joy Toy World.